Which brings me to the story of a company called Mt. Gox and its bid to operate as a trusted, respected exchange for a virtual currency known as Bitcoin. The idea is edgy, it's progressive, and sticks it to the man since it goes around the traditional system of currency, traditional as in since the beginning of civilization, by not involving states, governments, or political leaders. This week, Mt. Gox's CEO announced that the company is filing bankruptcy for bankruptcy as $473 million worth of virtual currency, again also known as Bitcoin, had, quote, disappeared, vanished. Joining me at this time to discuss the Mt. Gox Bitcoin story and the future or lack thereof virtual currencies is in studio software entrepreneur and Republican candidate for governor in the state of California, Andrew Blount. Good to see you, Andrew.
Good to see you, Rick.
And from London is technology and investment columnist Sam Volkering. Sam, good to have you with us. Let's start with you, Sam.
Sure.
In simple layman's terms, tell us, how does a virtual currency operate? I believe it's a strange concept for most people to grasp.
It is. Most people have got no idea how it actually works, but it's basically like having cash, but having it online. That's about as simple as you can get. It is a medium of exchange that you use on the internet. So I can buy stuff with it any day of the week.
But, you know, here in America, for example, there are some people that get kind of freaked out because the dollar is not actually backed by the gold system. There's nothing really backing it but the faith and the integrity of the U.S. government. What's backing this?
Well, it actually gets pretty complicated, so it kind of defeats the purpose of layman's terms.
Sure.
But in a nutshell, it's like mining for gold on the internet as well. You can liken it to gold mining in that Bitcoin is based around a very complicated mathematical problem. And what you do is you solve that problem with your computer. By doing that, you then are rewarded with coins. Then you can use those coins to spend online. So in a sense, it's got that aura of being a bit like gold. And that's kind of reflective in its crazy prices over the last year or so.
Andrew Blount, when I hear Sam give us that explanation, it sounds like, to me, I'm using layman's terms. I'm not a tech guy. It sounds like a bunch of bored high school kids who are very smart trying to have a good time with something. That's how it sounds to me. And again, Sam oversimplified. I get that. I get that.
It is.
Now, you are a very successful software pioneer, entrepreneur. But you are suspicious over this whole virtual currency idea.
Those pictures you just showed of coins aren't real, Rick, and neither are Bitcoins. It started out as a scam, it's run its course as a scam, and it's going to end as a scam. Bitcoins simply don't exist. They're not real. It's worked in many different ways. It's even got people that want to be entrepreneurs buying algorithms and buying pieces of hardware they're plug into their computer in order to mine these Bitcoins, in order to be able to solve and come up with more coins. It's as if we decided that bubblegum wrappers were going to be worth something, and you bought that bubblegum wrapper for $5 from me, I bought it back for 10, you bought it for 20, I bought it for 30, and now bubblegum wrappers are suddenly worth $1,000. It's a bubblegum wrapper, Rick. It's not worth a thing.
Sam, as I listen to Andrew Blount, it reminds me of the famous tulip mania story in Holland centuries ago. Do you share his pessimism on the integrity of Bitcoin?
No, not at all, actually. I completely disagree, with all due respect.
Sure.
But for me, look, the thing with Bitcoin is, you're right, it depends on what kind of value that people place in it. Because at the end of the day, it's a mathematical problem online that's the crux of what this is all valued at. But the thing is people place more trust now in digital currencies online. I'm talking about generations that are coming through from, kids that are born now in 10, 20 years' time are going to only know what Bitcoin is, because currency to them, whether it's the US dollar or the Aussie dollar or the pound, is basically worthless to them because they can't use it in a seamless transaction online. It's too difficult. And what we want with technology is for this seamless payment system. So Bitcoin has become more than just a currency or bubblegum wrappers. It's become an entire online infrastructure actually, if anything, it's become a parallel monetary system
All right.
to what we're all used to today.
That is very interesting insight and perspective. Let me ask you, Sam, do you believe that the CEO of this company, Mt. Gox, was fraudulent? He said that his company, his exchange was hacked and people had fraudulent withdrawals. Others are saying, no, it's he, the CEO himself, and the company itself that was fraudulent.
Yeah, look, he may be, he may not be. I'm not 100% sure. But what I do know is that this is basically a free market working in perfect harmony as a free market. So what it's done is it's weeded out Mt. Gox, and the system will continue without Mt. Gox. And if anything, the entire Bitcoin system, the cryptocurrency system that it's based on, will be stronger for it as other exchanges learn from their mistakes and make a better system for everyone.
So, Andrew Blount, anything you hear sway you differently?
What's the last thing you bought with a Bitcoin?
Last thing I bought with a Bitcoin?
Yes.
I haven't bought anything with a Bitcoin.
Okay, good enough, Rick.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, Sam, it's an interesting world, and it sounds like. Am I oversimplifying, Sam, when I say what this is a matter of perception?
Yeah, I think you are oversimplifying it. I think it's much bigger than that, and it's going to be around longer than we're alive.
All right.
The idea that we need a digital currency is real. The idea that we need to have something that's simple in order to be able to trade internationally without a float, without a dollar floating against a euro, that is real. But it's got to be backed by something. Bitcoins aren't. The idea that we've harvested these coins with some algorithm doesn't make sense to most people. People can't buy them, and you also can, with the exception of maybe some drugs and some drug sites and some illicit activities, there's very few things you can actually purchase with a Bitcoin. All
right. Well, listen, Sam Volkering, we really appreciate you joining us. It's a complicated matter, and it's something that you're following closely. And thank you for joining us from London, England.
Thanks, Sam.
No worries. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, Andrew Blount, you'll join us later in the show. And again, we wanted your perspective because you are a successful entrepreneur in the software industry.
Thank you, Rick.
All right.